The year 1989 marked the twilight of an era, the last golden years of the third-generation Camaro. Led by the legendary IROC-Z, it wasn't about massive design changes. It was about perfecting power, handling, and style. The IROC-Z had already earned its status as the ultimate Camaro of the decade. But 1989 refined it into something truly special. New trim upgrades, enhanced suspension tuning, and performance packages brought sharper handling and a smoother ride. Under the hood, the 5.7L V8 still roared with unfiltered muscle, carrying the spirit of the streets and the racetrack for enthusiasts. The 1989 IROC-Z symbolized the final stand of true American performance before the 90s shift to safety and efficiency. It wasn't just a car, it was attitude on four wheels, the heartbeat of a generation that refused to slow down. By 1989, the Chevrolet Camaro had already established itself as a staple in the American performance scene. The third generation, which began in 1982, had carried the Camaro into a new age, one shaped by aerodynamics, efficiency, and technology. But for all its evolution, the IROC-Z remained the purest expression of the car's soul. It was bold, it was loud, and it was everything that made the 80s muscle scene unforgettable. The 1989 IROC-Z didn't reinvent the wheel. Instead, it perfected it. At a time when many automakers were softening their sports cars, Chevrolet doubled down on attitude. Subtle exterior updates like sleeker trim, new color options, and improved paint finishes made it stand out with more refinement than flash. The body lines remained aggressive, with the signature ground effects and aerodynamic styling that made the IROC-Z instantly recognizable. Underneath the hood, the 5.0 LTPI twin-port injection engine came standard, offering a healthy mix of responsiveness and everyday drivability. But the true power lay in the optional 5.7L 350 in V8, which pumped out 230 horsepower, a serious figure for the late 80s. This engine wasn't just about numbers, it was about feel. The torque surge was immediate, raw, and deeply satisfying. Pair that with the smooth shifting automatic or the performance-tuned manual gearbox, and the IROC-Z felt alive in your hands. One of the biggest improvements for 1989 came from Chevrolet's continued focus on suspension refinement. The IROC-Z's chassis was stiffer and more planted than ever. With its lower ride height, performance shocks, and improved sway bars, it hugged corners with confidence that few competitors could match. Whether tearing down a highway or cruising through downtown on a Friday night, the IROC-Z carried an unmistakable aura, equal parts muscle and precision. Inside, subtle upgrades gave the Camaro a more polished feel. The cabin featured updated cloth and leather options, more refined dashboard materials, and improved ergonomics. While the layout still screamed 1980s, the attention to comfort was notable. The IROC-Z badge proudly sat on the dash and steering wheel, reminding you this was no ordinary Camaro. The gauges, deeply set and red-lit, created a cockpit feel that hinted at racing heritage. The 1989 model also reflected Chevrolet's growing awareness of safety and practicality. Anti-lock brakes became available on select trims, a rare feature in muscle cars of that time. This subtle modernization showed that even while staying true to performance, the Camaro was evolving with the industry's future. Performance enthusiasts appreciated that the IROC-Z remained rear-wheel drive, unfiltered and mechanical in nature. The car's lightweight construction and near-perfect balance made it a joy to drive. The tires, wider than earlier models, provided better grip, while the optional limited slip differential gave it excellent traction during aggressive acceleration. On the streets, the IROC-Z was a statement. Its reputation went beyond speed. It became a cultural symbol. Music videos, TV shows, and magazines all embraced the Camaro as the definitive car of the late 80s. Cool. It wasn't just transportation, it was freedom. rebellion, and identity rolled into one. By 1989, however, winds of change were on the horizon. Chevrolet knew that emission standards and shifting buyer priorities were about to transform the industry. The IROC-Z represented the last true glimpse of unfiltered performance before the 1990s brought airbags, tighter regulations, and quieter engines. This final stretch of the third generation carried the weight of Camaro's legacy proudly and with roaring confidence. Many enthusiasts look back at the 1989 IROC-Z as the perfect balance between old-school muscle and modern refinement. It wasn't just a car. It was an icon closing one chapter before the next generation took over. The 1989 Camaro IROC-Z remains beloved among collectors and fans because it captures a time when cars had personality. The sound, the stance, and the style were all unapologetic. In a decade defined by boldness and excess, the IROC-Z didn't just fit in, it led the way. Today, the 1989 IROC-Z stands as one of the most collectible Camaros of its generation. Its blend of performance, aesthetics, and nostalgia keeps it firmly rooted in automotive history. Whether on display at car shows or roaring down the road decades later, it continues to turn heads and ignite passion. The 1989 IROC-Z wasn't just about horsepower, it was about heritage, a fitting tribute to an era when cars were built with attitude, tuned for thrill, and designed to make you feel alive.